Hello, and welcome back to the Simulated Trader. My name is Anthony. Today, I'd like to talk to you about something that I believe most traders go through at some point in time, but it's subtle, and it can be a slight distraction on how you go about trading. And it's kind of one of those things that you just have to experience to recognize. What I'm calling this is drift. So basically, the long and short of it is you find your edge. You know what your strategy is. You know you've got various plays for different environments within the ecosystem related to the asset that you trade. Everything's going fine. And then all of a sudden you decide, you know what, I want to eke this out just a little bit more. So you make a slight adjustment to your execution. And then you make another slight adjustment. And this can take days, this can take weeks. You just make these tiny, subtle adjustments, whether you hold longer, excuse me, whether you go, you change your profit target. It doesn't matter if it's up or down. You change your window of execution. So, depending on what your strategy is, you may increase the window, you may decrease the window. All of these by themselves seem innocent, and I don't want to go as far as to say irrelevant, but just not the fact that they're going to have any lasting or consequences that are self-evident, right? Because everything that you're doing, you believe you're doing it for the right reasons. And then subtly and slowly, you find that your win rate or your execution rate, it starts to flatline or even start to fall off. So then the pendulum swings the other direction. You're like, oh, okay, well, I just need to make this change. And then you start to micro change that back the other direction. So you're kind of making a slight course correction. And now some more days go by, and maybe some weeks go by. And next thing you know, you're like, I don't even understand why this doesn't even work anymore. And you either abandon the strategy entirely, or you throw your hands up and you have no idea what's going on. I recently experienced this to the point that I completely lost my vision, if you will, of my strategy. For months, easily 80% win rate on this particular strategy, the strategy that I use. And then I did exactly what I just described, started making small changes. And then I drifted this way. And it's like, oh, hold on a second. And then I tried to make those micro changes back. And then all of a sudden I found I can't even guess better. Or more to the point, I could guess better than trying to execute the strategy that ultimately allows me to pass prop exams, prop firm evaluations, you know, no problem. And then all of a sudden I couldn't. And it's like, why? It's because I completely abandoned. Well, I can't say abandoned. I made it micro changes to the exact strategy that got me to where I wanted to go. And what I thought I was doing was improving, but what I was doing was drifting. And I drifted away from the exact strategy that got me to where I needed to go, to the point that I had to relearn my strategy because I completely lost the vision that I needed for my strategy, when to enter the actual trigger point. I lost it. I lost the edge, and I had to go back and relearn it. I had to go back and study the strategy and remember what I saw originally and what made me successful with it. And I belong to a handful of communities, some of you will recognize, but for all intents and purposes, I wanted to make sure that other people were aware of this, because I've come to learn that a lot of people, this is the precursor to strategy hopping, is, oh, it doesn't work anymore, so I'm going to try something else. And the bottom line, the moral of the story is the strategy is never the problem. It's we interfere with it because of whatever goes in between our ears. What's happening between our ears is we feel that we're improving on something that doesn't need to be improved upon. We need to just eliminate ourselves as the variable. So anyway, I had reached out to. I posted this in a few of my communities, a few of the communities that I belong to, and quite a few people popped up and said, "Yeah, been there, done that." One was like, "I wasn't able to articulate what you just said, and I'm going through that now." So it's not a foreign concept. But I do want to make sure that people are aware of it, so that if they see themselves in it, they can identify it and then backtrack and get themselves out, and shut the cycle down sooner, as opposed to never being able to figure out what the devil's going on, and then letting the cycle go on longer, and then ultimately either strategy hop or give up, which is obviously we never want people to give up in trading. It is a hard skill. There is a long road to this, but it's one of those that you have to battle your own demons and get through. But as soon as you can put a label on it, and as soon as you can identify what you're fighting, it's a lot easier than the unknowns. Not knowing is the hardest battle. So I just wanted to take a minute and talk about that for a second, and hopefully that resonates with some people so that you can identify that and start getting back on track. So next, on the simulated trader, we're going to start talking about the master pattern. This is from Wade Guth's channel, ATS, Action Threshold Software. If you're unfamiliar with him, by all means, Google ATS or Wade Guth, and you'll learn a lot about the master pattern. It's fundamental to my strategy, and it's a new way of thinking. So we'll go over that next time. In the meantime, it's good to see you guys. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you next time.